Starting off today with warming up the rotator cuffs. This is my first time doing this. And then benching just the plain bar. I usually don't feel these at all. Still don't. Unlike with squats. Squatting the bar I definitely feel. And then I just jump up to 135. Still just feeling things out. I tried doing a wider grip just to see what that would feel like. I didn't love it a lot, so I think in a moment here I'll be moving my grip in. Yeah, there we go. It takes a little bit more strain off my shoulder joints. I hurt my SC joint playing rugby, so when I'm benching, I tend to keep my arms a little bit closer together just because it takes a lot of the strain off. And then from there, I'm jumping up to 225 with an extra 10. So 235. I usually start like just with 225, but I'm trying to do a progressive overload schedule where every week or so I'll put an extra 5 on. So once I get to relatively heavy weights, and so for me, once I get to like 2 plates, I'll add that extra 5 on. And then so now I'm doing 285, whereas before I was usually doing 275. And like I said, I'm hoping to just add another 5 each week. And that will be my progressive overload schedule until I can't make any more progress on that lift. When I say usually, I'm not being very precise. Recently, what I've realized is I can't go all out every time I go to the gym. Otherwise, I just don't recover. Not because my muscles don't feel good, but because I just feel lethargic and they just like don't work as much. So I think that's pretty much just CNS fatigue. And so recently, as in just last week, I deloaded a bit. So that's why I was just doing like 275 last week. But the plan is to add an extra 10 pounds to bench and also to these pulling movements each week. I think on this one I didn't bother putting it on because I think that one's actually already getting heavier faster than I was expecting. I think 3 plates used to feel kind of heavy, and so 3 plates into 25 is doing pretty well for me. Maybe next week I'll add some more. But oh yeah, I even bumped it up to 4 plates. So I'm pretty sure I distinctly remember just a few weeks ago, I reached for 4 plates, and it was just too much pressure across my sternum while I was pulling, so I had to switch to one arm. But now it feels pretty good. So this lift is going pretty well. I think it's one that I haven't really focused on, so that's why I'm making a lot of progress really fast on it. Next we go to incline dumbbell. Been working with 115, again, just to keep the weight relatively light. I like lifting a little bit heavier and going for slightly fewer reps, but like I've been saying, my shoulder joint's been acting up a little bit, and so I'm thinking if I just go a little bit lighter, increase the volume a bit, that will give my joint a little bit more time to get stronger before I start cranking up the weight. I really do like the incline bench movement. Just dumbbell movements in general feel so good. I like how they work your stabilizers in your shoulder, and I also like just having more freedom to move. Like your arm isn't locked in that axis that it is with the bench, so it just feels a lot more natural, and I actually feel a lot more of a pump using dumbbells. But I want to get better at the bench, so that's why I spend time on it anyways. And then now we'll hit the back from a different angle. I love this lat pull down machine. It's really nice. On this one I finally put my little 5s on the sides. So there's my progressive overload. 3 plates and a 25 and a 5. Yeah. I think this one I hadn't made a ton of progress on, so it makes sense that I'm putting the 5 on that one. I'll keep it like that for this whole week, and then probably next week I'll put a 10 on. just push the weight up a bit and give my muscles something new to adapt to. Eventually I'll get to the point where I can't keep up with adding 5 every week, and then I'll have to come up with a different schedule. My form got bad, so decided I'd just do some scapula pulls at the end. I want to work these in a little bit more systematically. Right now I just kind of do them randomly, but I think some scapula pull movements would be good. Not just on those pull downs, but also on the seated rows. Just pull the scapula from different angles. This went really well. I think on the first set, this set here, I did 85 for 10. I think previously I'd only gone 9 or so. So that felt pretty good. And then on the second set, I think I only made it to 9. I'm pretty surprised that these are going as well as they're going. I did do some shoulder press in high school, but I don't remember focusing on these very much in college. I might have done some standing shoulder presses with these, but I think actually just doing dumbbell bench press, which I did a lot of in college, I think that transferred over pretty well to this lift. And then that pretty much marks the end of the meat and potatoes of the workout. The rest of the lifts for the workout are just ones that are, I think, a little bit more for longevity. I haven't really ever focused on my rear delts particularly in the past. These ones might become a little bit more of a meat and potatoes, but like by far the most important ones are the pull downs and the heavy pushing movements. But I'll probably make these more of a priority. I'm noticing that on my left side, I seem to hold my arm a lot lower. It's definitely bad form. That's one of the nice things about videoing yourself sometimes, is you can just catch the form mistakes that you're making that maybe you don't realize when when you're just lifting. So this is definitely informative. I'm not exemplary. I'm not showing good form. My arm should definitely be a little bit more parallel to my body, or perpendicular to my body. Yeah, you can just see as I get fatigued, I think my arm just starts to drop. It almost becomes more of a lat movement.